the sun, Hans, standing rigid as a mummy, the crescent moon picked out upon his oblong head. They made up the Karnak triad, the Holy Family, for whom, and for 2,000 years, ceaselessly, complex fortifications were built by the hands of men.
Here in this place, I, Seti, built the resting place for the holy barks beside the avenue. It is made up of 3 contiguous sandstone chapels. The chapel of Ammon's bark is in the center. The chapel of Holmes is to the east. The chapel of Mut to the west. I believe this edifice is worthy of Ammon, and worthy long to bear witness to the glory of Seti II.
I, Ramesses III, conceived that more than one resting place was needed for the sacred barks of the Holy Family. So, midway between the sanctuary and the river, I brought into being this edifice, a veritable temple with pylons guarded by colossi, peristyle courtyard, pillared hall, and sanctuary.
I, Tutankhamun, the youthful pharaoh who re-established Ammon in all his power and glory after the treachery of my brother, I have left behind me in this courtyard nothing but this calcite sphinx.
I, Taharqa, a Nubian, reigning late in a crumbling dynasty, built this central pavilion, of which little now remains, but a specimen of the papyrus-capped gracious colonnade, and an alabaster block that served as an altar for the divine awe.
I, a pharaoh whose name is lost, so many contradictions are graven on my pedestal. I left the symbolic image of all the pharaohs, this gigantic statue rising against the western side of the second pylon, clasping to its legs the tiny figure of a beloved queen.
I, Ramesses II, the grand elder of the Ramessid dynasty, the flame of the 19th dynasty, I claim the honor more than 3,000 years ago of having completed this second pylon you are about to pass. At its foot, I placed the stela telling of the victory of Kamoses over the Hyksos from the east. 2 of my images watched over the gate of the sanctuary. Only the southern statue has remained intact, but it is enough to keep alive the memory of my august reign. For 67 years, I wore the double crown of Upper and Lower Egypt. 3 royal queens shared my bed. The third was the daughter of the Hittite king, the most powerful monarch of Asia Minor. You may measure the vastness of my empire, but to judge the span of my life, know that after her I married 4 of my own daughters, and that the number of my children was 92 boys and 106 girls. I, a pharaoh of the later period, a king of the twilight, Ptolemy Euergetes II, I built this marvelous gate leading to the chambers of God. The panels are of genuine cedar of the Lebanon, lined with Asian copper. May they open to you this evening and give you access to the most secret, most impressive part of the Karnak labyrinth.
We're moving forward moving forward towards the pylons into the papyrus swamp. Left and the right. Whoops, almost fell. Left and the right, you got images of Ramses and his wife, too dark, Nefertari. The dark, this is even more amazing than the day. It looks more massive than it did earlier today. To really understand the size of these colossal columns, you actually have to be here to fully understand them. Excuse me.
Lofty and mysterious as a petrified oasis, this is the dwelling of Ammon. These are the mighty stone organ pipes of Karnak.
Let's listen a while to the confused hubbub of words that seem to seep from these walls, echoing the instructions of signatures and prayers. Let's read these honest symbols.
What is amazing is the alignment of the stars above the techno. Zoom the camera in just to see. It looks like Venus shining bright.
The columns are all inspired by the unbelievable pipes of the river, which brought to Egypt both its grace and its knowledge. Some columns are open, that is to say, their capitals are open, while others are closed, like the flowers in the garden. The high chamber was built by Satan I between the second and third times, and he decorated a large part of the walls and columns with leaves. The decoration restoration was completed by Ramses II, who used not the weeks this time, but sunken weeks. This high-style chamber is the mother of all the three named basilicas which later were inspired by his plans.
The function of this chamber is essentially both religious and imperial. The physical presence of Ammon was there as the formless action transported on above. Pharaoh came here to regenerate his soul, since he reigned over Upper and Lower Egypt, in other words, over the universe, in his quality as son of Ammon.
Let's admire this cluster of columns, in which the architect has striven to capture the very sap of the Nile on the stones. That sap that feeds the giant firescapes, springing from the rich silt, swarming with birds and reptiles. The Nile, so like the Egyptian language, with its poetic vitality, flowering even beyond the boundaries of death.
We can imagine many awakenings, as if our hearts were suddenly to shake themselves in sound.
In the depths of the sanctuary, Amun the God, the Creator, is present in the form of his statue. There is the ceremonial for the opening of his arms, for the mouth waters both men and birds. There's polishings, fumigations, repeated anointings, touchings of the place of the fork of silence, the lads, blessing the roof of rocks. All these solemn rites have literally incorporated the soul of Ammon in its receptacle